was in D.C. and I was riding down Pennsylvania Avenue, and I stopped at a traffic light, and immediately I thought about Morgan Garrett, the brother who invented the traffic light. I looked to my left and I saw the Capitol, and I thought about Benjamin Banneker, the brother who helped design the Capitol. And a friend of mine had a cell phone. Immediately I thought about Henry Samples, the brother out of Chicago who designed the cell phone. So my little mind has started to race, and I started thinking, can you imagine where we'd be today if Harriet Tubman was afraid of the dark? Because that sister did everything at night. And then I started thinking, can you imagine where South Africa would be today if President Mandela was afraid to give his rights for everyone else's wrongs? You know, he reminds me of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Because no matter how the fiery furnace got, that brother refused to bow. And then I started thinking, can you imagine where we'd be today if Dr. King would have never had a dream? Y'all still remember the dream, right? It's still deeper rooted in the American dream. We hold these truths to be self-evidence that all men are created equal. The dream that in the red hills of Georgia, one day the sons of former slaves and slave owners will one day sit at the table of brotherhood. The dream that the state of Mississippi and all of its sweltering heat of injustice and oppression will one day be transformed to the state of freedom and oasis and justice. The dream that our children one day be judged not by the color of their skin, but by the contents of their character. And do know in the year 2007 is still a dream. And then I started thinking, can you imagine where we'd be today if Miss Rosa Parks would have missed that bus? I mean, what if she'd have woke up that morning and called in sick? You know, God is bad, and if you didn't know it, you better ask somebody, because all of that happened in divine timing. And you know, God is real powerful, because he's calling a lot of us to do some things, and not only are we not showing up at the bus stop, we won't give up our seat. It's something very special in each and every one of you all, and now it's very important to let that thing that God put you on this earth to do, and nobody can do it but you, do it. So I wrote this poem, and it's called Ebony, and hopefully you will find this piece well and find it within your spirit. You want me to look at myself and be disappointed with what I see. Now, I've always loved myself, even with shackles around my ankles. You didn't know it, but even then, I was still free. I don't have a complex. I know who I am, and I know you're proud of your boys, Thomas Edison, Ben Franklin, and Alexander Graham Bell, but you see, we've always been leaders. What about Mr. Douglas? You know him, his first name is Frederick. And then along comes George Washington Carver. Not only does the brother discover the peanut, he finds 300 ways to use it. Okay, you held the record for the most home runs of a hit, but then along comes a brother who looks like me, Hank Aaron, not at the top. It's where that brother said, oh, I don't have a complex. I know it's inside of me. You see, they've got Steven Spielberg to tell that story. We've got Spike Lee. Not afraid of anything, medicine, politics, or even skating on thin ice. I like to tap and I like to dance, but you know me, I love to fight. You see, I'm Charles Drew. I'm Cynthia McKinney, I'm Debbie Thomas. You remember me, I'm Gregory Hines, I'm Alvin Ailey. And how could you forget I float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. 3 times the world champion, Holyfield and Ali. Man, I took a ball and I learned to run with it and throw it with that same ball. You even thought that Julius and Michael could even fly. And when you saw me on TV at the big screen, like in Roots and Glory, LeVar Burton and Denzel made us cry. Now, you said your race, yes, your race will always need and hurt, but we say, no, race is something that we run, and we always finish first. You said Moment Rock from Jackie Robinson, Dr. Thomas, Nathaniel Todd. Those all 3 first that were truly sent by God. You took years from my life trying to make me weak, but it only made me stronger. And there comes a time when bars and solitary confinement can hold the truth no longer. You see, I'm Nelson Mandela. I'm Geronimo Pratt and Jaga. Those are 2 brothers who like got brighter only when things got darker. Now, I've always enjoyed music and thought it was extremely nice. It could be gospel, R&B, and even opera. I mastered it. You see, I'm Fred Hammond. I'm Whitney Houston. I'm Lil Teen Price. Nancy Wilson, Aretha Franklin, and Jimi Hendrix did some things to music that had never been done before. And just when we thought the art of music was starting to depreciate, here comes N.D.R.E. walking through the door. Having I host my own shows, and I did it like no one else could ever do. I'm Charles Denton from rock. I'm open for Nat King Cole, Bill Cosby, just to name a few. I took products that you made and turned on and made them even better. I know you invented the phone, but from it I made the secular. You took my life, but you can never take or even touch my dreams. And I knew that God would make things better no matter how dark at time they appeared and seemed. Well, I don't have a complex. I know who I am. You see, we're preachers, we're teachers, musicians, we're artists, we even love to write. With Dr. Cameron Alexander, with Raymond Cody, yes, with Paul Goodnights. And all of our chests went forward the day that Maya stood so beautifully and addressed this world. Or didn't I tell you, I don't have a complex. I know who I am. I'm one of God's precious pearls. There's so many things that I've done and so many accomplishments you must acknowledge. Oh, didn't I tell you I own my own business? And I'm the founders of some of the colleges. You see, I'm Johnson & Johnson's. I'm Mary McLeod Bethune. I'm husbands and wives. I'm brides and grooms. I'm doctors and lawyers. I'm neighbors and friends. I'm mayors and senators. Yes, I'm women and men. I don't have a complex. I know who I am. Give me a golf club, and Tiger Woods will do something that you never seen. Give me the national anthem and Marvin Gaye was singing in a way that makes you scream. Give me a car and I make it shine. Give me some boxing gloves and I kick you. Or give me a book and I read it first. Give me something that won't move and I'll make it work. Give me a vegetable and I'll give you a meal. Give me an I can't, my sister, and I'll give it I will. I don't know about each and every one of you all, but I don't have a complex. I know who I am. So I got 3 questions. I'm going to make my way back to my seat. But I want you to answer these 3 questions aloud. Would you please do that for me? Do you know who you are? Come on, Ethnic Expression. Do you know who you are? Are you a part of the dream? Or are you causing nightmares?